So, as Christ followers, we need to understand and rally around our team's missions, philosophies, and cultures. And we do this through open communication and positive conflict resolution. So, Christians are united in Jesus, but that doesn't mean that we don't have differences. Teams are generally made up with people of all sorts of different backgrounds, which is why Scripture urges us on towards unity. Unity is essential for binding team members together and focusing us on achieving the team's goals rather than wasting time and energy on divisiveness. So, have you ever tried to push through a door that was designed to be pulled open? No matter how hard you push, you don't get through it. So, just like that, I've never seen a team be successful whose team members use different objectives or who rebel against each other. In fact, a team that isn't unified and headed in the same direction isn't really much of a team at all. It's simply a collection of individuals. And so it's also important to remember that the Bible points out that asking for and extending forgiveness is essential in working towards unity. So when we have unity amid diversity, a goal that all teams must strive for, it is a key attribute for having effective teams and good teamwork together. So today you are going to practice working together as a team. First, you all should open Canvas to today's date and open the Crazy Comic group activity page. This will have the step-by-step instructions for what you're going to do today. So in your groups, you are going to be creating an original comic strip. You will have the same number of frames as you do people on your team. So, for example, if there are 4 people on your team, then you will have 4 frames in your comic strip. If someone is absent today, then obviously they aren't here to complete one. So you just do 1 frame for each person on your team who is here today. You may choose to create a comic on any topic you'd like. It does not have to be related to this class. It does not have to be related to school at all. You should know, however, that you will be presenting your comic strips to the class. So they must be 100% school friendly because you never know when someone like the principal might stop by. So please make sure that they are completely appropriate and fun and school friendly. The first step for your comic strip is going to be brainstorming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set a 7-minute timer, and you should come up with the plot of your comic strip and what is going to be included in each frame and also who is going to draw each frame. So you will want to make sure that you do lots of communicating in these 7 minutes as to what you want things to look like, because you might not have the opportunity to communicate later. So these 7 minutes, make sure that you guys know exactly what you're going to draw, what the plot is, who's going to draw what. Make sure you have everything figured out. So I'm going to give you guys your 7-minute timer now. All right, so your 7-minute timer is up. Next, you guys will get to actually create your comic strips. So if you look around the room, you are going to see that there are stations numbered, and these numbers are for the frame numbers. So if you are drawing frame number 1 for your group, then you will go to station number 1. If you are the person that is drawing frame number 2, then you are going to go to station number 2, etc. There should only be one person from your group at a station. So, like, there are not two people drawing frame number 2. And so, make sure that you only have one person at station number 1, one person at station number 2, one person at station number 3, etc. Before you go anywhere, there is a catch. You are not allowed to communicate with your group members in any way during this time. You may not talk to them, you may not show them your drawing, you cannot make gestures, you just have to go and create your frame for your comic. No communicating between your group members. And then we're gonna come back together, we're gonna see how the comics turned out, and I am going to set a 6-minute timer for your drawing. So at the end of this timer, you must stop what you're doing and come back to this room with your comic frame, okay? So I'm gonna set that 6-minute timer. Remember, no communicating with your group. Your 6 minutes is for you to go to your station, create your comic, and then come back to this room. So you need to be back in this room when that timer goes off, okay? 6 minutes, here we go. Okay, everyone has to be finished at this point. You should be seated with your groups and you may be starting to marvel at the beauty of your artwork. We are going to share our comics to the class. So I will ask each group to come up and stand and show the class your wonderful drawings and also to read your comic. So when you're done sharing, each of you will submit answers to reflection questions. You will find the questions in your OneNote and they must be submitted to Canvas. So the rest of this time in class is going to be to share and then reflect on the activity.